Hello, this is Postdoc Chronicles, week number 90. So I've already shown you the insides of my temporary room during the lockdown. So why don't we go out and, roam around the vicinity, because this is like I said, education campus. Let me make sure to lock the door here. So far in my postdoc, it's not yet locked. So far in my postdoc, we still have no news on the Higgs project, which like I mentioned last time, yeah, it's locked. We already submitted the reply to the referee in PRD. Right now, I'm writing the MUED draft of our paper, so that we have like an outline already, and then we can begin putting there our results. So right there, that's where we're gonna go on the outside. But yeah, this is, like I said, this is the education campus near the health college of medicine or something like that. But yeah, I'm basically on the third floor, and it's a quiet Saturday. Okay, and yeah, usually I just go out when I have like when I do the order, when I get my orders for the online shopping. And then one of those days when I went out, I actually saw a cat somewhere there. So it's like the second time I've seen a cat in South Africa. So I really like cats, and yeah. So it's a very nice place. Of course, it's quiet. First of all, due to the lockdown, and secondly, it's Saturday. So yeah, I usually go out there and then meet the guys that do the delivery somewhere there on the reception. But I think what we can do is as you can see, there are like chairs everywhere that you can sit down. So I think maybe we can sit down here on this table and give you a very brief update of my postdoc. So aside from doing my postdoc right now, I'm also reading this novel called a classic novel called The Stars My Destination. So I'm already at around halfway. So I'm already in part 2 actually. But yeah, I started this like yesterday or the other day. But it's really very interesting. The Stars My Destination by Alfred Bester. As you can see, Joe Haldeman said, science fiction has produced only a few works of actual genius, and this is one of them. Yeah, so far it's really interesting. Yeah, but I haven't finished it, so maybe I'll do a review after I'm done with it. But yeah, sometimes you can go out here and then do some readings. But yeah, it's really cold right now because it's like the month of May. My jacket is actually on my old room in South Court. I actually didn't bring it because I never thought that after April 30, I thought it's gonna be fine. But yeah, we can actually already ride the Uber, and then it's restricted. It's only like 5 a.m. until I don't know 5 p.m. or something like that. Yeah. So and then it has to be like important. If you ride the Uber, it has to be for like medical purposes, or you want to do some groceries or stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, let me talk about my postdoc while you look at the view in South Africa of that another residence hall right there. I believe that's the Geerton Hall. This is the place where I'm staying. That's called the Highfield Residence. Yeah, but anyway, so like I said, I'm already writing the draft for MUED. No news in the multi-Higgs yet, but the reply has already been submitted to PRD. And in doing the validation with Jong, so like I told you, I was doing a validation for Checkmate for Stau, and then one of the things that I was doing is I looked at, so Jong advised me, I had some questions to him, but he told me it's better to look at previous examples of validation. So I looked at old validations for things that dealt with tau, because the search I was looking at is tau to hadronic tau to hadronic decays, the final state. So I looked at how tau was being defined in older validations, and what happened is that it turns out that I was looking at this particular validation, that also dealt with Tau. It turns out that this particular validation I was looking at, the old one, is actually the exact search that I was doing that I was working on. So the reason why I didn't see it before is because Jong gave me the paper of Atlas, the archive number, but before Atlas, puts it on the archive, they actually have these conference numbers. So there actually is already a validation for the conference numbers, and the thing is, I thought it was a different validation altogether. But then when I investigated, when I was looking at that particular example, I noticed that it's exactly the same search. So I told Jong, give me another search to work on, because it's the same thing. So right now I'm looking at how that exact style search was being validated, and then on the old version, and then I'm waiting for Jong to give me a new one. And also regarding my qualification task in Atlas, so like I said, I've been checking on this validation with comparing old and new version of the Pythia. So I was running a lot of DSIDs on my 100 gigabyte allocation, but then I think yesterday, Christian and Simone and all these top conveners of the PMG group, they asked for an update, and then I basically outlined what I did. And then this guy, Andy Buckley, and then I just learned he's actually one of the authors of Revet, the Revet framework. He actually advised me, because he was also trying to make the latest Pythia work on the current Athena build. So he asked he asked me how I did it, because I was able to run it. He can't. And then when he read what I was doing, when I said that I had one problem, my allocation is restricted to 100 gigabytes. He said you can actually within lxplus you can actually do piping, like the FIFO, so that instead of writing the hepmc file and then have Revet analyze it, you can actually do it on the fly. You can make them run together. So while Pythia is running, the output of Pythia is already being read by Revet, and then it gets deleted instead of being saved to as a hepmc file. And this is really important, because instead of being limited to, I only have one sample of events that I was able to generate 1 million, which is the soft QCD. But then others hard QCD, diphoton production, Drellian, I can only do 500,000 events, because if I go beyond, I go 1 million, 100 gigabytes is not enough. But then this time, if I do the piping, then I can actually I do away with that 100 gigabyte restriction. So that I'm doing that right now. All the previous DSIDs that I have, I'm running them again, but this time with a much higher number of Monte Carlo generated events, which is this time 1 million. So that's what I'm doing right now. But anyway, let's have some walk right here, and then I'm gonna return to my room, because again it's getting cold, even though it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's getting cold, so let's get back now. I'm gonna continue reading The Stars My Destination. But yeah, anyway, this has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 90, right? And by the way, I almost forgot. So 90 technically is supposed to be my last Postdoc Chronicles, and the reason is that my postdoc will actually end officially April 30. So the number here is, so that I won't forget, 6636 hashtag. All right. So I was saying, officially my contract in South Africa ends after 2 years, April 30, 2020, which as you can obviously already passed the other day, and so the thing is, NIP wanted me to continue with the funding either from my salary or from the OST, but then since I can't go home, South Africa is in lockdown, the Philippines is in lockdown, so I asked what we do with my contract, because it ends April 30, my visa expires at the same date, so what do we do about that? And then basically what happened is, wait, are we in the correct floor? If not, let me just show you the topmost floor. But anyway, I was saying it should end April 30, but then eventually they allowed me to extend my stay up to July 31, so that we have time so that's where we were a while ago. I don't know if you can see, but on the table right there. Yeah. But yeah, basically they allowed me to extend until July 31. Beyond that, I'm still yet to hear from the UST if they can fund me, to continue my postdoc so that I can finish my Atlas qualification task. But worst case scenario is that NIP will they will give me back my salary, if the UST doesn't provide me my funding. But anyway, we were in the wrong floor, so let's get back to the third floor and go back to my room. Okay, so right now my laptop is running the lxplus for the 1 million new event samples that is also being analyzed by Rivet through piping, and then also it's scanning some parameters of MUED at the same time. So there's no conflict because the one for Atlas lxplus, it's online, while the MUED, that's the one that's using most of the horsepower of my laptop right now. But anyway, we're back in my room, and I think I'll end it right here. This has been, let me lock the door first. So this has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 90. And like I said, I usually stay here. This is where I read. If I want to read some novel or whatever stuff on my Kindle, I sit there. This is where I do my work most of the time. So yeah, so as you can see, I don't know if you can hear the fan, but it's running on Atlas, and then it's running some MUED stuff. But anyway, this has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 90. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.